There's a silence in the early hours, a kind of stillness the rest of the world doesn't know. It is before the traffic begins, before the noise, before the endless scroll, before the algorithm wakes up and starts whispering in your ear. In this silence, you meet your true self, unmasked, undistracted, undisturbed. How you begin the day is how you begin your life. Every sunrise is a quiet invitation, a chance to reset, to return, to remember who you are before the world tells you who to be. But most people throw away this sacred hour. They wake up and fall immediately into consumption, into other people's opinions, other people's problems, other people's noise. You cannot live a strong life if your mornings are weak. You cannot build a peaceful mind if the first thing you do is pollute it. The last philosopher knows this. He does not seek control over the world. He seeks control over himself. And the morning is where that control begins. Here are 7 morning habits that will quietly, radically, and permanently change your life. 1. Wake up before the world does. You don't have to be a monk. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. and run a marathon. But you do need to rise before the world starts pulling at you. Why? Because the early morning is the only time that truly belongs to you. No emails, no expectations, no noise, just you. And the stillness, just you. And the day you're about to shape. When you rise before the world, you are no longer reacting. You're choosing. You are not a slave to momentum. You are the one setting it. And there's something else. There's a quiet dignity in choosing discomfort over indulgence, in getting up when it would be easier to stay warm under the sheets. That choice builds something in you, a kind of strength that lasts long after the sun is up. The last philosopher doesn't wake early to impress anyone. He does it to be alone with his soul, while the world is still asleep. Second, sit in stillness before you touch your phone. Most people wake up and immediately reach for their phones, eyes still heavy, mind still fragile, and the first thing they do is invite the entire world into their consciousness. 1,000 voices, 100 headlines, infinite distractions. But what if the first thing you did in the morning was nothing? What if for 5 minutes or 10, you just sat and listened to your breath, watched the light move across your room, felt your thoughts settle one by one like dust in the air? This is not wasted time. This is where your mind returns to its natural rhythm. This is where your nervous system recalibrates. This is where you get to choose your state instead of having it chosen for you. The last philosopher doesn't start the day with a screen. He starts with silence, because he understands if you don't claim the first moments of the day, someone else will. Third, move your body to awaken the mind. The mind and the body are not separate. When the body is stagnant, the mind becomes sluggish. When the blood is still, the thoughts become heavy. That's why movement in the morning is not about fitness. It's about awakening. A walk, a stretch, a few minutes of breath-coordinated movement. You don't need a gym. You need intention. You are shaking off sleep. You are realigning your spine, your breath, your posture. You are telling your entire being, I am awake now, I am here. Most people try to force mental clarity through caffeine, but the last philosopher knows clarity is not in the cup, it's in the body, it's in motion, it's in momentum. Even 10 mindful minutes of movement can change your entire day, because you are not just moving through space, you are returning to yourself. 4. Write something every morning. You don't need to be a writer, but you need to write, because the page is where your mind reveals itself. In the morning, your thoughts are pure, not yet influenced by the world, not yet contaminated by noise. This is when your journal becomes a mirror. You write to see clearly, to listen to yourself, to understand what you're carrying, and whether it's worth carrying. Don't overthink it. You don't need to be profound. You just need to be honest. A few sentences, a reflection, a quiet truth, and sometimes a strange thing happens. The answers you've been seeking in books, in videos, in others, they begin to appear on your own page. The last philosopher writes not for applause, but for alignment. He writes because clarity is earned, not given. Fifth, practice a morning fast from noise. Most people fear silence, so they fill every moment with sound, music, podcasts, videos, noise. But what if you practiced a fast? Just for the first hour. No input, no stimulation, no voices but your own. Silence is uncomfortable at first. It reveals everything you've been trying to distract yourself from. But on the other side of that discomfort is clarity, is calm, is truth. The world will be loud soon enough. But for now, you choose quiet. You allow your senses to sharpen, your thoughts to settle, your presence to return. The last philosopher honors the silence of the morning because he knows if you want to hear the whispers of wisdom, you must first turn down the volume of the world. 6. Remind yourself what you stand for. The world is full of noise, and if you don't remind yourself who you are, the world will decide for you. Every morning, take a moment to reconnect with your values. What do you believe in? What do you refuse to compromise on? What kind of person do you want to be when no one's watching? This can be one sentence, one quote, one simple reminder. Write it down, speak it out loud, carry it with you, because without this compass, you will drift. You will chase things that do not matter. You will become things you do not respect. The last philosopher begins each day by returning to his code, his internal law, the foundation of his discipline, not to be perfect, but to stay aligned. Because a man without principles is a leaf in the wind. 7. Do one hard thing first. Comfort is a trap. It weakens the mind, it steals your hunger, it softens your edge. That's why every morning you must do one hard thing. Make the difficult call. Finish the unfinished task. Sit with the discomfort you've been avoiding. When you conquer something difficult first thing in the day, you reclaim your power. You prove to yourself, not the world, but yourself, that you are capable, that you are in control. That fear does not dictate your direction. It doesn't have to be dramatic, it just has to be done. The last philosopher doesn't avoid difficulty. He steps into it, because he knows that discipline compounds, and weakness does too. Every hard thing you face in the morning makes the rest of the day softer by comparison. Your life does not change in one grand moment. It changes in the quiet, repetitive choices you make every day, especially in the morning, when the world is quiet, when your soul is still honest, when your mind has not yet been hijacked. This is your sacred hour. Use it well. Don't waste it scrolling. Don't waste it comparing. Don't waste it reacting. Instead, wake with purpose. Move with intention. Sit with yourself. Remind your soul who it is before the world has the chance to make you forget. You are not just a body moving through a routine. You are a soul returning to discipline. You are a mind sharpening its edge. You are the last philosopher, and your day begins in silence and strength.